Hello everyone and thanks for stopping by my channel. I am Surge T. In this video I will be talking about Monday Night Raw for the month of July 1st, 2024. And tonight's main event we'll have Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Ilya Dragunov in a Money in the Bank qualifier. But the leader of the Yeet movement, Jey Uso, is walking through the concession area and his music hits and he heads through the crowd in the arena. And there are honestly people in the IWC who say that Jey isn't world title material, which is completely insane. Look at the crowd. They are balls out nuts for him. And his in-ring and mic work speak for itself. If that's not someone who is world championship material, who has the crowd in his hand, I'm not saying he's Hulk Hogan level, Hulkamania, or even when Ultimate Warrior, with the Warrior Nation and all that stuff, but the Yeet movement, I think it's on par with the fact of how he has the crowd in his hands. The whole thing with the hands like this and stuff, you know. I don't understand people that are gonna say that shit about Jey Uso. You compare Jey Uso to Jimmy. I say Jimmy is the Marty Jannetty of that group, of that duo, of that tag team. And you're looking at the Shawn Michaels of the Usos right here in Jey Uso. Now let's move on. And Jey says that he's gonna snatch that briefcase and says that he will be the new Mr. Money in the Yeet. Jey Uso. Now, these guys are coming up with some clever takes on Money in the Bank, right? You got Chad Gable says Master in the Bank and, Senior Money in the Bank, right? With Damian Priest and all that stuff. I mean, he doesn't change up Money in the Bank, but he has his twist on it. He put his stamp on that. And then Gable's music hits and he comes out and basically addresses Oos and tells the crowd that Yeet isn't even a word. But Miracle is. Look it up. Because it will have a pic, his pic right next to that word. And then the "You Suck" chants are heard as he tells of his surviving a Wyatt attack, his family leaving him. That's what he means when he talks about a miracle that he's been living through. He's survived all that. Then he proclaims that he will win the contract and become Mr. Master in the Bank. And then Jey stole the Firefly, says Gable, and he should be scared of the Wyatts because Jey kind of alluded that, you're still, scared of the Wyatts, because we know what happened to him, in the previous weeks, right? A few weeks ago. Like, he ain't. And as Oos was dressing him down, that he was a scumbag who the Alphas left. Gable attacks Jey, but Jey takes him out, and Gable avoids an Uso splash. But on the outside, the lights go out, and the Wyatt Sicks music hits, and Gable is concerned and is looking scared as the "holy shit" chants can be heard. And as he goes through the crowd, dark figures can be seen. Get out of there, Gable. They are coming to get you. And then Sister Abigail, Nikki Cross places another box on the announcer desk, just like last week. Now, Xavier Woods versus Karrion Kross, and will Kross continue to drive a wedge between Kofi and Xavier? Now, Kofi is in Xavier's corner in this match that was very competitive. It was a decent match. I never said Woods couldn't go. It's just that, and I agree with Kross, that the New Day shtick is getting old. I think it's gotten old for like the last few years, maybe 3 years, something like that. Maybe longer. And in a shocker, Woods rolls up Kross because he was kind of getting a little too cocky, setting up a move. And he gets Kross with an inside cradle and stuns not only the crowd, but Kross as well. AOP do get the drop on New Day, who fight back. And Kross nails Kofi with a cross hammer and lays out Kingston, while the AOP on the outside drive Woods into the barricade, and Cross looks to break Kofi's arm. And then once they are able to scoot out of there, the New Day, Cross and company are in the ring, and Cross tells Woods to shake his hand. Like, maybe Woods should take him up on that offer and join the Final Testament. Kind of interesting. I'm not a big deal. I'm not a fan of the New Day, but at the same time, this thing looks like it's going to do something that the New Day needs to have happen, and that is they need to switch shit up now. They can't keep doing that stuff. Are they going to be 60 years old and 70 years old when they come back on those reunion tours and they're going to do the same stuff? Like I said, if if Nikki Bella and Brie Bella come back like in their 60s or something like that when they're that old, and she's going to still do that hip gyrating thing, Nikki Bella does, which looks great when she's young, but is she going to be doing that when she comes back, when she's like 60, 70? I don't know. Sometimes you need to drop that stuff and kind of switch it up a little bit. Now, Rhea is pissed, says Priest, as that he informed Dom that he talked to her, which confirms that Dom didn't talk to her despite the contrary, because Dom said, yeah, everything's cool. I talked to mommy, but he didn't. Is there something to that? Because he's too involved now with Liv in the sense that he's infatuated with her, but he's trying not to put it out there. But he's actually, I don't blame him. Look at Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley's nothing to sneeze at either. She's gorgeous too, but you got two girls like that, who you're gonna go to? Liv Morgan is the new girl, right? She's the new one. Maybe he's tired of Rhea, right? Story-wise, folks, that we know he's married and she just got married to Buddy Murphy. People out there that want to still insist that they're believing in kayfabe, they're believing in the fact that they're married or that they're boyfriend and girlfriend. People are saying, how could Dom do that to her? Well, how could, she's married. You do know that Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest were at Dom's wedding. Real wedding. They're friends. Rhea and Dom have been friends for a number of times. They came into WWE around the same time, I believe, or they were able to kind of get along because they're around the same ages. So you tend to gravitate towards the same people that are around the same age group. So enough of that crap. Certain people out there that just believe this stuff, and then they get mad at Dom. They get mad at. I'm like, why are you guys so into it that much? Yes, you can go along with the storyline. I do, but I'm not gonna be mad at Dom because you're cheating on Rhea. And then Rhea gets married. Oh, how could she do that? She must have broke. I saw somebody write that. It goes, oh, she broke Dom's heart because they were together and now she's married now. Yeah, they're probably still together. Don't worry, because they're still together in WWE world, okay? In real life, no, they're not, and you should know better. You should know that. Break. But like going on to this though, is like things aren't all peaches and cream, and then Balor brings up to Damian that you told Seth that you didn't need us, but we need you. We needed you more than you needed us. And then I'm like, he ain't lying there. Priest did say that last week. To the shock and dismay of, or not dismay, not dismay, but you saw how Seth reacted, and then the crowd were like, "Oh, shoot!" Like, he actually said that. And I'm just saying that Balor went there, and then he told Priest that he went there, and then because he told Priest that since he became champ, he's changed, and that's true. But I think he's changed in the fact that he's taking up the leadership role now because Rhea ain't there. It's kind of funny how didn't these guys say that there's no leaders in Judgment Day? I think it goes back to when Edge was the one that founded Judgment Day, said there's no leaders. And then but somebody has to. You can't run a faction, you can't run a group without somebody taking lead. And everybody else just has to fall in line, and then if they have a problem, you take it up with the leader. You take it up with your, the guy that's leading the charge, But, let's go. Move on. Zelina Vega is not interested in chasing Dirty D. You can let your mind, run with that. But She's not about that, but she's all about chasing the WWE Women's World Championship. Why do they keep saying that? It's the Women's World Championship. WWE Women's Championship is Bayley's title. You know, I get it. It's WWE, and then you got, and then they as long as they put Women's World Championship, the world, it makes it a difference. How about you just say the Women's World Championship? That's how it used to. Isn't that how they started saying it in the beginning? Now, Zelina Vega challenges Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship, and the commentator said, "What does Vega have to do to win tonight?" Well, you know what I said? The only way for her to win is to be booked to win. And that ain't the case here. Now, I love the pace and what each lady brought to this match. Vega really worked here and came close. There's a sunset flip powerbomb spot from the top turnbuckle and to Morgan. But Liv rolled to the outside. Very smart. Vega did deliver a tilt-a-whirl DDT for a near fall. But Dom Shenanigans is out there with a steel chair like he did with Becky Lynch a month ago, and caused Vega to take her eye off the ball, and then she is hit with Oblivion. And Liv retains her title. No shit. You honestly thought that Vega's going to win? I want her to get some gold. She is a former tag team champion, but I would love for her to be a champion. She works her butt off. She's gotten better and better. I don't know why I'm saying that. She's been in wrestling for a long time, but the way they showcase her in WWE, it's like she doesn't know what she's doing. I've seen what she can do. Trust me, folks, she can wrestle. But it's just the fact that she's a valet most of the time, and she has been wrestling quite a bit in the last year or so. But, you know, this is not going to happen, especially with Liv in an ongoing feud or a rivalry with Rhea Ripley. No one is going to take the title off of Liv. There's just no chance. So that whenever someone that's not Rhea Ripley is challenging her for the title, I'm like, that she's not going to win the championship. Maybe down the road, who knows? I don't know. Maybe as a way to kind of thank her for her service, they're going to give her a short, maybe 1 week title reign or something like that, where they're going to give her something, give her a little bit of her flowers before she's done and she's retired and whatever. But good match, I got no problem with it. Now, Drew will face Sheamus and Dragunov tonight. And he will advance and climb that ladder and retrieve the Money in the Bank briefcase. A lot of moxie and a lot of just total confidence. Maybe overconfidence, because you got to get the briefcase first so that you can try later on to cash that in. He talks about he was screwed out of the world title twice by Punk. But he took him out. And he warns anybody who tries that, they will end up the same way. Saw what he did not too long ago. Laid out Punk. Punk is convalescing right now. And then Drew, every time he has a chance, he shows that necklace that bears the name of AJ Lee and Larry, their dog. Really likes to rub that into Punk's face. Hey, look what I got. They're the ones that are they're the ones that are behind me now. They're the ones that are rooting for me and rooting me on to win the championship. Playing with fire there, Drew. Now, it's Monday Night Rollins as Seth freaking Rollins is in the ring. And he points out that this is a championship city. He rattles off all the Boston teams. You have the Celtics, you have the Patriots, the Bruins, and he gets the crowd really, really going because he mentions that this is the home of the NBA champs, the Boston Celtics. And the Let's Go Celtics chants are heard as Rollins declares he has to win back the world championship and he won't settle for less. If he doesn't beat Priest, then he has to reevaluate who he is, because if he doesn't, then he can't challenge for the championship. We know that. As long as Priest is champ. Then Judgment Day's music hits. And the world champ comes out. So I thought, no, it's Finn Balor, one half of the tag team champions, the new tag team champions, comes out. And He lets us know that he is in a bad mood because things around here are a changing. Being on Judgment Day, Priest is changing, and he blames Rollins. But Rollins tells Finn that he is jealous of Priest because Balor couldn't win the world title. He's a former Universal Champion, but ever since that, yeah, he's never won a world title. Since then, he only had a one-day reign as Universal Champion, the first ever. He's got that under his in his belt, right? Under his that he can lay claim to. That was the first. Then Priest comes out and assures Rollins that this isn't no trap. He's thinking, the typical. That's what this is, Seth. The typical Judgment Day trap. But nothing's set up. And this is his business, he tells Balor. And Balor doesn't look amused when he hears that. He's not amused with that. And then in the end, Priest takes out Rollins with the South of Heaven. Because before that, you had Balor take down Seth Rollins, and he's just ground and pound, and he's being on, and then Damian Priest just kind of pulls him off of him because he doesn't want him to butt into his business. He's told that to Balor and all his boys that over and over again, and they're kind of starting to get a little bit agitated. Little by little, you kind of see it. I didn't see old big head JD there. I don't know where he was. Maybe he had some emergency. Maybe something he couldn't be there. But that's that. That's continuing to build. Are they serious? Is there going to be a payoff? Maybe at SummerSlam? Are they going to drag it out until Rhea comes back and then either settle or continue to let the tension rise? Especially how she's going to be coming back, Rhea, and she's going to raise all holy hell on these guys because they keep letting Liv Morgan into their dressing room, into their the Judgment Day locker dressing room, and playing 2K24 with them and all that. Like, you think that she's okay with that, man? Now, Kaiser, who we find out that he's injured. He tells of Sheamus breaking his ribs, and now he is sidelined. But now it's about coming back. He wanted to show everybody what he's all about. But now when he comes back, it's all about ending Sheamus's career. Sheamus has to kind of be, yes, he did. Yes, he put him out. But he's a dangerous guy as Kaiser. He's shown it. Remember what he did with Kofi? Remember what he did to others? That thing where he does, where he puts somebody into the damn steps, he runs around the ring and then just blasts them. He's taken out some people with that, not permanently, but temporarily, but he's left his mark. So Sheamus is going to have to really, really just understand that he's in for a fight. And I know he likes that. I'm sure when he hears that, he's probably smiling. Hey, that's what I'm for, fella. That's what I'm all about. But, he's going to be in for a real fight when Kaiser does come back. Now, Zoey Stark, Dakota Kai, and Ivy Nile compete for the final spot for the Money in the Bank match at Money in the Bank. And I'm like, damn, Ivy Nile with a double German suplex on Dakota Kai and Zoey Stark. And I'm like, this is a fun match. All ladies showing up and showing out. And Dakota hits the chiropractor on Zoey, but it's broke up by Ivy. And the tag team champs come out. That is Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. And they take out Kairi, who got there earlier before them, and she's trying to cause all kinds of, distractions and everything. And then in all this chaos, it distracts Kai, who is on the receiving end of the Z360. And Stark advances to Money in the Bank. And she joins Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Io Sky, and Lyra Valkyria. And Zoey Stark is somebody who, I like her theme music. I don't know if it's new or it's just more amped up, because I can hear the lyrics, I can hear the music. It's, I'm a fan of hers. I think she's great, and I got my eye on her to see where it goes. This is her second straight Money in the Bank that she's going in. She's been in there before last time, but I remember that she was in the last one, and then here she is again. Will she win? I don't know. I think Lyra Valkyria should. But you might have someone who's going to show whether or not she can carry that briefcase and continue to be who she is, and that is Tiffany Stratton. Those are two that I think. Io Sky could be the first person since CM Punk to repeat back to back as the Money in the Bank winner. I'm surprised that that's happening because that was a while ago, and that was at WrestleMania when CM Punk did that. So it's a while since someone did that, and that's a long time. I mean, 2006, 7, around maybe a little later, but maybe around then. I mean, I can't remember when, but I know it was at WrestleMania. So I'm like, holy crap, really? Like, that's the last time? You know? But, Money in the Bank has been booked kind of shitty in the last number of years just because of how it is. Because under McMahon, it was just it's another match, another throwaway. He really didn't put a lot of effort into it. Like, it was just like an annual thing. Okay, people are going to win the briefcase and people are going to go after somebody. There's never any kind of, preparation behind it or really showcasing somebody. Damian Priest had a really good run with that. Io had a great cash in. So, it's all about just being consistent, especially from this moment on. And so far, so good. Now, so what was on that VHS tape that the Wyatt Sicks gave to Michael Cole? Well, they started up and we see Bo Dallas. And he says, how long are we going to keep doing this? What are we even doing here? Uncle Howdy answers, do you honestly believe you brought this to life? Brought this to life? Brought something like because when he was talking and in that part, whatever it was that he said, bringing it to life, it got distorted. And I get it that they were doing that for an effect, but it did that to both times. And so I'm just going to say this to life. And I'm thinking about maybe the whole thing of the Wyatt Sicks. Bo says, well, I was destined to do this, says Bo. Uncle Howdy tells him, do you think you're special? Special, says Bo. Special implies that others are not. There are others who are less than, deserve to be forgotten. We're the ones that everybody forgot about. We're the ones who everybody abandoned. We made them notice us. There you are, says Uncle Howdy. How do you believe you can make it come to life? I wasn't chosen, just willing, says Bo. Clay in the hands of a potter. Died to the flesh to become something beautiful. They've become a family. We've become a family, says as Uncle Howdy smiles. Even now, as the false prophets parade around, belittling their family for their own gain, it's disgusting. They must pay for their sins. And you think this is your responsibility, says Uncle Howdy? I am the voice, says Bo, of the reckoning. And when he said that, I remember Bray Wyatt saying that. I am the reckoning, says Uncle Howdy. Or is he just mouthing the words of as Bo says it? Yes, I know Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas. I get it. Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy. I get it. But the voice sounded just like how Bo said it. It was kind of clear. I'm nobody, says both Bo and Howdy. They say it together. I'm all of us, both are seen saying. I set them free. I freed them from the cave. I am nobody, both say. I gave them a family. I made them beautiful. I am all of them. I am the reckoning. And as this goes on, we see Howdy and Bo switch places until all that remains is Bo Dallas. I set them free, continues Bo. And then Howdy disappears as Bo reappears, I should say, as Bo Dallas disappears. Then we can hear an audible, there you are. That comes from Bo, who has transferred into Uncle Howdy. So are we going to no longer see Bo Dallas and it's going to be Uncle Howdy from now on? I was saying it like this when Taylor Rotunda starts wrestling in the ring. Is that mask fitted like Kane's mask where it's gonna stay on him? The goatee is attached to it. His hair is attached to it. Is that how it's gonna be? I can see it working, but you look at the rest of the guys that are playing the Firefly, the Wyatt Sicks characters. Those masks are very intricate. You can tell that they're not going to wrestle with those masks on, so they're definitely going to take them off. Like like Harper did. Yeah, well, no, because Harper didn't do it, but Eric Rowan had that mask. He took it off when he wrestled. Same thing with Braun Strowman, the black sheep mask, right? He took that off. But we'll see what happens. I mean, so it's only a matter of time before the all start wrestling. But hopefully that doesn't ruin it, and that the aura of it, and then it's like when they wrestle, it's just going to be like, oh, there's Dexter Loomis, oh, there's Eric Rowan, oh, there's Joe Gacy, there's Nikki Cross. Hopefully they kind of put a little bit of a twist to their wrestling style, so it kind of mirrors what their characters should be, how they move in the ring and all that stuff, and that'll make it work. But I gotta tell you though, this thing really is building up. This is really a creepy, eerie video, even more than last week's. So, SmackDown has the Bloodline, and Raw has Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Sicks. So they're all doing pretty damn good, and they're building up their main storyline on either show. So I enjoyed it. I really think it was great. Up next, we have Father and Son, a rematch from WrestleMania 39 as Rey and Dirty Dom Mysterio face off. And it is high impact from the start, and in no time at all spills to the outside. And the back inside, Dom is in control of his pops, and the shave your mustache chant breaks out in the crowd. They've been doing it for a little bit during this time since the start, and I'm like going, what a great chant. That it's hilarious. And that mustache looks like it has a life of its own. It's so, just so, obnoxious, right? The way he's growing it. I don't know if he's going to grow any thicker, maybe longer. I don't know what he's doing with that. But I don't know. I guess it adds character to Dirty Dom. And then Rey looks to pick up the pace, hitting a senton, following a crossbody off the second ropes. It almost knocks both of them out. And then Liv, of course, comes out as Dom reverses Rey's offense into a half crab. Very good transition right there. Submission, but Rey reaches the ropes. We see, after like a few seconds later, Rey putting Dom into position for the 619, but Liv pulls him out of the ring. Then Rey drop kicks Dom, who lands on top of Liv, much to her delight. There's a time where he tried to get up, and he actually was seated up, and she kind of, with her legs, she kind of kept his legs trapped, and he couldn't get up. And I'm just thinking, boy, he must be enjoying this little bit that they're doing, because I don't know. And I mean, these guys probably do block it out and everything like that, but Liv is a gorgeous woman, sexy. I mean, how could you not kind of, maybe a little bit, and then what do you call it, matter, kayfabe matter, like during the match, like during the I forget, during the title match for did I skip that match? Oh no, they didn't. They already had the match, but it was just like last week when Liv and what do you call it, Selena Vega had their title match. Am I just talking ahead of myself? No. See, that was last week, right? Yeah, the title match. Yeah. But he kind of smiled a little bit. You kind of see that Michael Cole's like, is that a smile? Because, Liv Morgan kind of blew him a kiss and everything like that. My God, was that match, did that title match happen here? I'm sorry, folks. I went through a lot today at work and a lot of nonsense that went up, and it kind of clouds my mind. I'm trying to think and I can't. I'm not gonna get into it, but it really fucked me up. It really made my mind just go. I almost had an attack and all that stuff. Nothing really bad happened, but it could have happened. It could have happened. Could have had something happen to me health wise, but nothing did. I'm cool. Everything's good, and let's just move on. I am reading my notes note for note, so I'm just wondering, man. Like, bear with me. I'm just seeing that hopefully I didn't think, yes, I did it. It was on here. And it was during that match. Excuse me, forgive me. I'm sorry. But it was during that match that, that she blew a kiss to Dom. And then Dom, he didn't smile, but you kind of looks like it kind of like a smirk or something. But then Cole was trying to make it more than it was. Was like, hey, was that a smile? A smile. I'm sorry, kind of got sidetracked. That was the one little point in that match that I forgot to bring up because it's just like it's just one of those little things. Like if you want to talk about Easter eggs, oh, there was a little Easter egg there. Look at that. He actually smiled. He's probably enjoying it. You know. But let me see, where was I at, man? I think I lost my damn place. Okay, Ray then throws Dom back into the ring, but Dom super kicks Ray and delivers a brainbuster. And on the outside, Zelina Vega comes back to get her some more Liv Morgan. She wanted to get a little bit of payback because of what happened earlier. And then back inside, Dom has his dad in position and delivers a 619 of his own. And heads to the top turnbuckle to deliver a frog splash perhaps, but then Liv inadvertently pulls down the top rope after taking out Vega. Vega then takes her out as both were on the apron, and then this causes Dom to slip down and to crotch himself on the top turnbuckle. I'm like, ouch. And Ray hits a 619, drops the diamond, pins Dom. And I mean, like, they could have given Dom this win, but Ray is Ray. You got to give the Hall of Famer his flowers while we can, because he ain't gonna be wrestling, for forever. But he still looks damn good. It's just like looking at Ray 10, 15 years ago. This guy, he's like Edge, well, up until he got injured, like Christian. Those two are in AEW, and those guys look like even Sting at the age of 63 was still wrestling like he was 35. I mean, dude. I don't know what's up. I don't know what they were drinking, what's in the water that they were drinking. But man, those guys were really, and some of them still going, still doing well. I can't say that much about Jericho because he's a joke right now. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on. Sheamus celebrates 15 years in the business and looks to qualify for Money in the Bank and eventually win the World Heavyweight Championship for a 5th time. I'm surprised that he hasn't won a championship since those 4 times, and that was a while ago, like in the beginning of his career, maybe the first 5-10 years of his, maybe not even that, maybe first 5 years, because he did win those championships in succession. I mean, so it's been a while. It's still a long time coming. I don't know if he really needs or deserves a world championship. He's got a Hall of Fame career, first ballot Hall of Famer. I hate to sound hacky by saying that because everybody says that. But he deserves it. He deserves to be a Hall of Famer in the future. Now, Sammy is here. Man, talk about a promo overkill. Like, it's just too much promos. But I'm like, man, just bring on the main event. We have to listen to another promo when there's like 18 minutes left on Raw. So we're not going to get a 15-minute banger from the main event. Right? And then he returns to this arena as the Intercontinental Champion. And at Money in the Bank, he puts his title on the line. Some say Braun will run right through him, but he wants to let us know that he will beat Braun Breaker. He is quite confident in Sami Zayn. Now Braun comes out and the dogs are out as he heads to the ring and respects Sami because he isn't afraid of Breaker. He's the one that sought out Braun and challenged him. But Braun says he will decimate, pretty much annihilate and destroy Sami Zayn and become the new IC champion. Now, Sami gets up time and again, he says. 1,000 times he can get put down, but then he's going to get up 1,000 times more. And the proof is the title that he has in his hands of how he never gives up. And he insults Breaker, tells him he's not ready. And just as his segment seems over, Breaker spears Sami Zayn and makes an impact and tries to spear him on the outside, but Sami jumps and Breaker collides with the steel steps. But inside, Sami delivers an exploder suplex and he sets up Breaker for a haluva kick, but is met with another spear, and this keeps Zayn down. And Breaker stands over the fallen champ with the IC title raised over his head. I don't know. We already know that he won't win. I think they're going to give Sami a long run. This is just a way to show what he can do against the champion, because then if he looks good, even in defeat, Braun Breaker will get that. They will remember the bookers will remember, Triple H will remember how good he looked in this match, and he will give him the Intercontinental title match later on, maybe even at SummerSlam. That's a couple months away. That'll give Sammy a pretty decent long run, but I think they want to give it to him, and he'll probably hold it until WrestleMania. Maybe that's when he'll drop it to Braun. And in the meantime, they'll put Braun in some very, very noteworthy feuds and rivalries until kind of hold him over until he's ready to be champ. I mean, on the main roster anyway, because he is a former, NXT champion and a tag team champion. Now, Dragunov will fight from the ground to the top of the ladder, and tonight will fight Drew and Sheamus, and is willing to die trying to defeat them en route to becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. I dig him, man. I think he's great. Ever since when I first saw him in NXT UK, I was like, whoa, who's this dude? This dude's intense. This guy, it takes a fight to somebody, he takes it back. I mean, he gives out punishment, he takes it, just as well as he gives it, And one of these days, he will be champion. It's just a matter of time. They're kind of building him up and making him strong as the Mad Dragon. Now, Dakota failed earlier, and as she started to say how sick she is of people sticking their noses in Damage Control's business, well, Lyra Valkyria comes out, and as she is threatened that she will not make it to Money in the Bank, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter attack Damage Control. Yes, there were just a couple of women that ran in there, but I kind of recognized them. They went in there so fast, and as soon as they started attacking, it just cut to another, I believe it was a commercial or whatever, but they just cut away. But I'm pretty sure it was them. They have some issues with them. They're cool with Lyra, so I don't know. But that makes it interesting to see what what's going to happen with that. But now and then after that we get right into the match as all three men are already in the ring. And it gets physical right away as we see Sheamus and Dragunov trade physicality. And Drew gets in and is met with an Irish curse backbreaker by Sheamus. You see Sheamus pretty much wringing his hands and looking at Dragunov going, this dude likes to fight. Come on, let's get it on. Let's do it. Let's do it now. He was pumped for this match. He knows Dragunov's reputation. He likes to fight. Sheamus likes to fight. Why not? Then Sheamus delivers the 10 beats to Drew on the barricade. He was on the side of where the audience is, right? And then Drew was on the outside of the barricade, and he delivered those 10 beats to the Balrog. And that's, like I said, it's a unique way to do so. But as Raw comes back from the break, a super German as all three men hit the ring and actually caused it to shake. I'm like, damn, how impactful. We kind of saw something like that. Remember with Ivy Nile, what she did to Dakota and Zoey. And speaking of such, it looked like Dragunov was about to deliver Torpedo Moscow, but Drew hit his own version of a headbutt, that being the Glasgow Kiss. And then he sets up for the Claymore, but no Claymore as Dragunov connects with Torpedo Moscow. Love that move, but sometimes I'm very, very just like worried about him. One day he's going to hit that thing wrong. Because now he's very young, right? Years from now, that's going to cause some issues. Hopefully he kind of scales that back as he gets a little older in his career, or does something so where he kind of protects himself, because that's not going to help you when you get older. But then Drew rolls out of the ring as he's hit for that. He's smart. And then this frustrates the Mad Russian, or the Mad Dragon, who is met inside the ring as he dives clear across. He's looking to deliver a coast to coast, a la Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon does that, even Rob Van Dam. They're known for that. And he does this clear across the ring, does it perfectly, but then he's met with a bro kick by Sheamus, and he only gets a near fall. Like, wow, like, what in the hell was that, man? It's like, he did that, nailed him perfectly, and then this guy, Dragunov, is still It's like I said, this dude is calling him the Mad Dragon for no reason. You know what I mean? He's the czar, right? He considers himself the czar too, you know? And he's no joke. I mean, he's a tough guy. And then Sheamus delivers another brogue, and then Macintyre pulls out Dragunov as the ref nearly counts to 3, saving the match for himself, and why not? He wants to advance. And as Drew dispatches Dragunov over the barricade, where we never see him again, he faces off with Sheamus inside the ring, and fists fly. They trade some offense, and then Sheamus puts Drew in position for another 10 beats and goes for the brogue, but it's evaded by Drew as he scoops up Sheamus and he gets a near fall. Doesn't scoop him up like to go slam him, he just gets in there and rolls him up and he gets a near fall. But then Sheamus hits a high knee, but damn man, Drew just absorbed that. It's almost like it gave him that momentum, and he delivers a claymore, a definitive claymore, and pins Sheamus and advances to the Money in the Bank, you know, as the final qualifier. Like Zoey Stark was the final one for the women's, he was the final for the men's. And he proclaims, because Kathy Kelly's in there, ask him a question, he just takes the mic. He proclaims that he will walk into Money in the Bank and win the briefcase and walk out World Heavyweight Champion. I'm like, bold words for the Scottish psychopath, but if anyone can do that, it may just be McIntyre. And that was Monday Night Raw. That's how it ended. That's how it signed off. And Drew laying out his plan. Was it smart? People have done that before. Why do you think that the cash-in, you know, percentage is right where the 80% or something like that? It's because of the failed Money in the Bank cash-ins, right? And some of them were like that, where someone just put out the bold claim, I'm going to cash it in on this day. But if anybody can do that, it could be Drew. Is Damian Priest a transitional champion? Is he going to just hold that title and then so Drew can take it off him, and then Drew will go on to have a long title run? I'm beginning to dig Damian Priest as a character, as the leader of Judgment Day, and him being the World Heavyweight Champion. Some people don't like him, and that's fine. He's not everybody's cup of tea. You're not gonna be all about, wow man, he's so great. You know, some people think he's boring. Is he an over the top character? No. But that's what Damian Priest is about. He ain't fancy. He ain't gonna be like flashy all over the place like Dom is. You know, Dom is a guy who has a personality in the sense that he acts the way he does. But you don't think of that at Damian Priest. But if people want to say he's boring, if people want to say they don't like the way he carries himself as champion, okay, whatever. That's fine. You can think that way. Anybody can think the way they want to think. That's fine. I don't think so. I think that he's doing a perfectly good job as the World Heavyweight Champion. But that begs the question, is he a transitional champion? Is there a certain length of time that you have to hold the title to be transitional? Is it only a month, a couple of weeks? I mean, Damian he's held it since WrestleMania, going on almost 3 months now. So, you know, he may hold it till SummerSlam, maybe. Maybe Drew is not going, he's going to attempt to, and he's going to, no, I'm not going to cash it now. Maybe he'll cash it in on SummerSlam. Maybe he'll hold it until WrestleMania. Kind of a little bit of a payback. What if Damian Priest is still the World Heavyweight Champion by then, right? He gets through Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank. He holds it till then, and then here comes, you know, Drew McIntyre to do to him what he did to him at this past WrestleMania, right? Think about it, folks. That's long-term booking. Think ahead of time. Think of what can happen. That could easily happen. But we'll see. If Drew says this, you know how Drew is a man of his word, he might do that. He might try. But is CM Punk going to be ready? Is he cleared? Is he going to be there Saturday? Maybe he's going to thwart him again. He'll cash in, and then CM Punk's going to pop up and cost him a cash in, and he's going to be another failed cash in. That could happen. That's something to think about. But anyway, that's my video. And so for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Like I said, this is an edition of Raw that was very good. A great go-home show, a great way to set us off looking forward to Money in the Bank. We got, what do you call it? We got SmackDown left. And we'll just see what they do en route to Money in the Bank, which is the following night after SmackDown. But anyway, like I said, that is my video. So for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And until next time, take care, and I will see you in my next video.